Your chamber is Lagos-based, but of course, Lagos is beginning to produce oil as well, so it's becoming part of the oil-producing state. But again, so we have the new petroleum industry bill, the governance code, part of it, which I call Chapter 1. I'm not sure you've read the details yet, but of course, if you look at the conversations over the last decade or more that we've been traveling the PIB road, what's your reading of what the Senate kicked off yesterday, taking the third reading and passed the governance part of it?
Well, my view or my position is to commend the Senate for taking that step. We have been on this journey for over 15 years or more. So what the Senate did yesterday, I think, is a major step forward. Because one of the biggest challenges we have in this economy today is the fact that we have not been able to unlock the huge potentials in our oil and gas sector. And that has been a major drag on the transformation of this economy. The kind of investment that were supposed to come in are not coming in. A lot of government resources are being spent, and it's also a platform that that has a very big hole through which a lot of government resources are lost. Talk of subsidy, talk of turnaround maintenance, and yet the refineries are still not working. So it is a major step, and it's going to be, if you follow it through, it's going to be a game changer for the economy. So I will encourage the House of Reps, I will encourage Labour to please support this move so that we can get, make more progress in the oil and gas sector. It's very important.
We will continue this conversation around the 3 executive orders, and you issued a press statement just about that was on Wednesday, and say, look, you commend the government for this initiative, but you went on in paragraph 4. This statement was issued from the office of the president of the LCCI, Dr. Mrs. Nikki Akonde, and says that, look, we're going to monitor this, we're going to engage with the various MDAs that are to implement it and get the private sector feedback on a regular basis to make sure this works. What's the mechanism for this that you're going to have in place?
We have members across all sectors. And these members from time, because the whole essence of a Chamber of Commerce and many other business associations is advocacy. And the value of advocacy lies in the evidence that you get. So if you have evidence-based advocacy, and the way you can get value from advocacy is to get the evidence and transmit to the appropriate authorities. And at a meeting we held with the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, he emphasized this point, that at the level of government, they cannot see everything. They can put the policies in place, but if there is no feedback from the private sector, there is no way we can make progress. So we are going to put a lot of energy on the feedback, because we have seen clearly now that we have a very strong political will to make sure that we have a change in the investment environment. So from our members across all sectors, regularly we get feedback from them, we collate the feedback and we transmit to government. So that is our own framework for tracking developments and giving feedback to the government.
What more would you like to see done? As you said, we've got enormous problems over the years. Now it looks like we're scratching the surface and we're digging down a little bit. How much more would you want to see the current administration do, putting everything together? Because at the end of the day, whether you're looking at the first 2 years, or the midterm, or the next 2 years, bringing the first term of the administration to an end, it all boils down to the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. That's the way I put it. So the man on the street will listen to you and I, wearing nice suits and fancy suits and all that, and say, look, these are guys who are above the street. So how does it concern me at what you call the human development level, when we come down from the macro level to the micro level to homes, and homes, and homes?
Yeah, that is important. It's important for governance. It's important for even the political capital of the administration, because you need the people for you to continue to govern. And that is why it is also important for the engagement to go even beyond those of us in the private sector. There should be an engagement with the citizens as well. Because sometimes you have policies, but you don't have a good measurement of the welfare effect of policy. That is one thing that the government needs to do. A policy may be good on paper, sometimes it may even be good for those of us who are in investment, but it may have a very serious downside effect on the welfare of the people. So we need to balance the interests of both the investors and the consumers. And that you can do if the government also comes up with a framework to also get a feedback on the welfare effect of policy. This is very important, especially for issues that has to do with maybe trade policy, for instance. Trade policy is one area where we could have a very serious downside effect if you don't manage it properly. It is good to look inwards. It is good to be self-reliant. But it's also good to be realistic with respect to your domestic capacity to do certain things. Because if the domestic capacity is not there, and you are shutting your doors, it is the common man on the street that will pay for it. And one of the biggest challenges of the common people today is the high cost of goods and services, which is eating into their real income and which is worsening poverty. So that, I think, we have to look at critically. It has to take, I mean, it's a painstaking thing to measure the welfare effect and use that to also shape the nature of policy. That is important.
Do have a great weekend. And thank you very much for wrapping that up for us very nicely. The bottom line. Thank you very much. Muda Yusuf, the Director General of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It's been a very interesting trading week. So let's bring Friday into the conversation after the break.